इंडिया और उसके बोर्ड का धन्यवाद भी देना चाहती हूँ। जीवनजीत जी, रमेश बैंगलोर और बाकी अन्य सारे बोर्ड मेंबर्स जो यहाँ आपके सामने मौजूद हैं, उन सब का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जो हर साल हमारे साथ हमारे राष्ट्र दिवस हमारे साथ इतने जोश उल्लास के साथ मनाते हैं। मैं अपने एमसी मिस्टर जेक धीर का भी धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ। हर साल वो हमारे साथ रहते हैं। Jake, I really want to congratulate you and thank you. You've been such an immense supporter to all our National Day functions, and I was telling the High Commissioner that your presence at our National Days is absolutely the hallmark, the signature of our events. So thank you for rest. I'd like you to please join me in kindly applauding Mr. Jake Dheer for his great support to us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be present here today. It is my pleasant duty today to introduce His Excellency Admiral Nirmal Verma, India's new High Commissioner to Canada. High Commissioner joined the Indian High Commission in Ottawa on 19th of November on completion of a very distinguished career in the Navy, from where he retired as India's 20th Chief of Naval Staff after 3 years in that position. High Commissioner Admiral Nirmal Verma is an alumnus of the National Defense Academy at Khadakwasla. He brings with him a vast experience of command, staff, and training assignments, afloat as well as ashore, through 4 decades of service in the Indian Navy. He has commanded 3 ships during his naval career, including the coveted command of an aircraft carrier. High Commissioner's career has provided him a vast amalgamated experience at the national as well as at the international level. In his assignments as a senior flag officer, High Commissioner Verma has steered development of maritime capabilities, formulation of induction policy guided by the Human Resource Program of the Indian Navy. He is a recipient of the Param Vashisht Seva Medal, the Ati Vidisht Seva Medal, awarded to him by the Government of India for his meritorious service. High Commissioner is married to Mrs. Madhulika Verma, and we are indeed very honored and delighted that she's here with us to be present with our celebration. So a very warm welcome to her as well. High Commissioner and Mrs. Verma have 2 sons, and they pursue their interests in the creative and business fields respectively. Last year, I had the pleasure of receiving High Commissioner Verma in his capacity as Chief of Naval Staff when he came to Canada on an official visit. I now have the privilege of working for him as my new High Commissioner. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and join me in welcoming High Commissioner of India, His Excellency Admiral Nirmal Verma.
Good morning. It's such a delight to be here with the Indian diaspora in Toronto. In fact, this is the first public function that I'm attending, and it has really been something very special for me. सबसे पहले तो मैं आप सबको आज गणतंत्र दिवस के उपलक्ष्य पे बधाई देता हूँ। ये कल हमारे देश में खूब जोश के संग मनाया गया था, और मैं देख रहा हूँ कि टोरंटो में उससे भी ज़्यादा जोश के साथ आप लोग मना रहे हैं। मैं बधाई देना चाहूँगा श्री जीवनजीत त्रिपाठी, चेयरमैन पैनोरमा इंडिया, श्री रमेश बैंगलोर, को चेयर, और बाकी बोर्ड मेंबर्स जिन्होंने इसको प्रस्तुत किया है आज। बल्कि मैं पैनोरमा इंडिया को धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा जिस तरीके से उन्होंने काम किया है इंडो कैनेडियन कम्युनिटी को साथ लाने के लिए ऐसे फंक्शंस पे जो हिंदुस्तान में मनाए जाते हैं। और आज जितने आप सब यहाँ मौजूद हैं उससे पता चलता है कि हिंदुस्तान अपनी सरहदों के बाहर भी बहुत अच्छी तरह प्रस्तुत होता है। Ladies and gentlemen, I am also very touched today by the presence of some very distinguished people from the Canadian legislature and the mayor herself, who just excused herself because she's got a program now, but for them to take time off and be with us today to celebrate in our joys. 63 years back, we laid the foundations of our nation as a secular, democratic republic by adopting the Constitution that has ensured equality and equal representation and opportunities for more than 1 billion Indians. We have moved towards a path of inclusive growth, scientific innovation, and sustainable development poised to take its rightful place in the Comity of Nations. Today, we are the world's largest democracy with the youngest population that strives to live in peace and harmony. Although we are a young nation, we are an ancient civilization with a rich heritage, some of it which you saw this morning, that instrument, Veena. You just have to read how long back it dates to when it was perhaps first played on Indian soil. It reflects India's numerous languages, religions, costumes, and cuisine. We enjoy the diversity and come together in this. At the same time, there is a lot that still needs to be done to fulfill the aspirations of the young youth today. And I think this was summed up in a way nobody else could have done it but the President of India when he said recently, India has changed more in the last 6 decades than in the 6 previous centuries. And he expressed confidence that India will change more in the next 10 years than it did in the last 6 decades. Members of the Indian diaspora living in different parts of the world have contributed to preserving Indian diversity and cultural heritage. They make us proud. They represent Indian values of peace, tolerance, and efficiency. They are known for their hard work, intelligence, and absolute commitment to the job. They are integrated, law-abiding, exemplary citizens in the new homelands, wherever that be. And this is a tribute to India. At the same time, I would like to add that a country like Canada, you find none other which welcomes immigrants with open arms and makes them feel one of their own. Thank you, all those who represent Canada here. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of former members of the Indian Armed Forces who are present here now as Canadian citizens. India recognizes your contribution in ensuring the safety of the nation whilst you were in uniform. And for me, it's a very special day that I had this opportunity to meet you. And I'm confident that you're contributing the same way to the country of your choice now. I take this opportunity to convey my New Year greetings and wish you all success in this year. I'd like to say that the High Commission of India and our consulates are always there to provide you all assistance that you want, be it in consular matters or any other area where you think we can contribute. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. There are a whole bunch of people who want to take their picture with you. So if you could just bear with us, I'd like to invite the entire Board of Directors for Panorama India to please come up on stage, as well as our wonderful Consulate General of India, Preeti Saranji. She's having a conversation. How do they say? Ek photo khenchni aapke saath. And if I can also invite, where's Charan Dasi ji, our head of Chancery as well. All our board of directors, would you please come up? Take a picture with His Excellency. And while they're getting together, I also want to recognize from Peel Regional Police Inspector Stephen Blum from Diversity, Relations and Community Support. Good to have you here, sir. All right. Next, folks, so the whole theme is East meets West. We have a very special program by Sampradaya Dance Creations of Latapada, choreographed by Atri Nandi and Debbie Wilson. Debbie Wilson's quite an Indian name, by the way. No. So is Jake. Performed by Oakville Ballet School and Sampradaya Dance Creations, this piece is called Parallels. It brings together two very popular classical art forms, the East, Bharatnatyam, and the West, ballet. Though they may seem worlds apart, this piece highlights their many similarities. The choreographers for this piece are Atri Nandi and Debbie Wilson. Would you please welcome Sampradaya Dance Creations of Latapada. Very special, East meets West. By Sampradaya Dance Creations of Lata Padaji. Is Lataji here? Lata Pada, is she here? No. She also received the Order of Canada. Thank you very much. You guys were amazing. That young man has an opportunity to work in Bollywood films, because in Bollywood films, usually the guy's got to carry the girl, and depending on how heavy the actress is, sometimes it's a bit too difficult, but these days it's not so bad. Priyanka is what, maybe 110 pounds or something? I could probably do that. Back then, though, Hema Malini and Tun Tun were a whole different story. That's a whole different ball game. I also had hair back then too, so. Dr. Alok Mukherjee is here from the Toronto Police Services Board. Sir, good to have you. You came a little bit later. I mentioned your name earlier. I did it twice now.